everybody, it is the Law Gnome and welcome back to another Funko Pop update. Of course, this is for August of 2025, and that of course means that we are now officially 4 episodes away from the series finale of Funko Pop Update over here on my channel. But don't fret, I hope you're all doing well, and I'm really looking forward to showcasing my collection today. As I had mentioned in my previous video, because of the fact that I'm only going to be doing this for such a limited amount of time, I'm basically going all out to give you guys the remaining pieces of my collection that I have not showcased on the channel. So we're going to see some much larger than average Funko Pop updates, and as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm hoping you all had a good time if you went to San Diego Comic-Con, and if you went to the Funko booth, I'm really hoping you got something. I actually mentioned that I actually picked up a Funko from that convention, and it was the first one in quite some time, and it will be showcased today. But there still continues to be a lot of positive and negative news in regards to Funko. As a matter of fact, just a few days ago, prior to the recording of this video, Funko announced a massive loss in profit due to everything from inflation to changes in leadership. Funko is, unfortunately, a big mess right now, but they are still managing to crank out their product, and I still cannot get over the fact that this one specific line is still going strong, even with certain lines getting discontinued and certain lines now starting. Apparently now, one of the biggest sellers in Funko is Bitty Pop. Now they have Bitty Pop sets, Bitty Pop play sets, and I'm just like, okay, this is all fun and games, but it's not my thing. I'm just going to stick with the regular Funko products, and I do still have some Funkos on the way. As a matter of fact, just the other day, I was proud to officially put some Tim Burton representation into my collection, even though they just recently announced that there is going to be a Sleepy Hollow line, which is actually one of my favorite Tim Burton films. I saw the Pops, and it's really not something that I'm going to be interested in, but the Frankenweenie line, I was very excited about, and I was hoping, because the regular line did not have the specific thing that I wanted, but wouldn't you know, we are going to be getting, and he's out right now on the Funko shop, you can get your very own Sparky just as himself, and I love that dog. I love that Tim Burton film. Not the original short, I'm talking about the Disney animated film. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend that you do. It's such a beautifully heartfelt film. But other than that, there are still some products that are on the way. They're going to be coming to me in the next couple of months, so I'm really hoping that by December I will be able to showcase my collection. The only thing that I don't think I'm going to be able to do is showcase a group of pieces in my collection that have not even been made yet, but they just announced that they're going to be coming, and that, of course, is based on the Netflix Sony Animation phenomenon that is K-Pop Demon Hunters. It's my favorite movie of 2025, and granted, I have seen Sinners, both Superman and the Fantastic Four, and this is still my favorite movie, although a lot of people are saying really good things about the movie Weapons, which I am going to be checking out. But yeah, knowing that there's going to be a K-Pop Demon Hunters line makes me excited but extremely scared, because I have no idea how massive it's going to be and which characters are actually going to be showcased in pop form, because I love that movie, I love those characters, and I want them all. But they, unfortunately, I don't think are going to be here in time. But just so you know, yes, I am going to be getting some K-Pop Demon Hunter Pops. Worst case scenario, before December of 2025's final video, I will mention if they've been announced for pre-order, that I am going to be getting them, and when I will be receiving them. Maybe I will even showcase that, if it's not too late, for the final extravaganza over here on my channel, when I have a nice chat with some good people that I know about Funko. But that's what's happening right now in the world of Funko Pop. Let me show you how my collection has been going. So, in the spirit of San Diego Comic-Con, and the fact that I'm actually going to be attending Terrific Con in just a couple of hours, my theme today is comics, comics, comics. These, as far as I know, are going to be the last comic book related Funko Pops that you will see in my collection, because I have no intentions to get anything from the new James Gunn DC Universe, and that includes the Creature Commandos, nor am I going to be collecting any of the MCU Fantastic Four pops. I actually happen to have the comic book renditions of them, including Galactus, Silver Surfer, and Doctor Doom, and that's all I need for Fantastic Four representation. MCU pops are very few and far between here. But comic covers, that's another story. I love my comic covers, but you gotta really get me. You gotta really know who I am and what I love in order to actually pick these up. But the first thing I want to showcase is my San Diego Comic-Con 2025 Summer Convention exclusive. It is the character of Onslaught. Onslaught is a character that I know very well because when I was collecting comic books, this was a major event that actually spawned out of a previous X-Men event, which will also be talked about today. So knowing that there was going to be an Onslaught pop coming, I'm not going to say who Onslaught is because I don't want to spoil it. Read the comics, find out for yourselves, see if the X-Men 97 cartoon may actually showcase him, which would be pretty cool. But anyway, knowing that Onslaught was going to be a Funko Pop, I just got very excited, especially because he looked this good. And when it comes to my Marvel collection, I do have my share of X-Men pops, and this one was perfect. So of course, very interesting to actually see the convention sticker as well as the new Funko QR code sticker, which I never actually had in my collection. And again, not really much to show here just because he is an exclusive, but the pop itself, very nice. I like that he is in a floating position. I like the fact that they still are the bobbleheads, and knowing that they really made him look as good as they did is great. I love how he even has a little bit of a shine to him. The purple and red really pops. Let's turn him around. And I know this is a little bit more big and bulky in the comic in regards to what he's got on his back, but they still managed to get the details really, really good. He's not too complex, but he's not too simple either, and that is what I like. So we're just going to push him away because I want to actually show you guys the 3 comic covers. So the first comic cover that I want to showcase is a Target exclusive. When I saw it on the shelves, I didn't know if I wanted to get it or not because of the price, but the price did drop a little bit, and I did add him to my collection, and it is Todd McFarlane's version of Spider-Man from his very first Spider-Man #1 comic that he wrote and drew. And of course, you've got the legendary cover, and they really did a good job with this version of Spider-Man. I love Todd McFarlane's version of Spider-Man with the big eyes. I have a couple of other pieces that are of Todd McFarlane's work, including my Spider-Man 300 comic cover and as well as the Spider-Man vs. Venom. And this is really a nice thing, especially the spiders crawling all over him, just like on the comic cover. The next one I want to showcase is called Weapon X, and this, of course, is Wolverine, a one-handed Wolverine, as you can see, and that, of course, is based on the Age of Apocalypse version of the X-Men, where the X-Men titles were changed into different titles for 4 months to showcase an Age of Apocalypse story in which Charles Xavier died, Magneto became the ruler of the X-Men, and everything went to hell. It's a very bleak story, but very well done, and I had no anticipations of an X-Men Alpha #1 cover to be showcased here. I love this book. I have this book, and this is a beautiful version of Wolverine as Weapon X. There's such a history with this character in this big event. I highly recommend you check it out, and once you do, feel free to check out Onslaught because X-Men Prime #1 was the last issue of the big event, and it spawned into the whole Marvel Universe event of Onslaught. So, didn't expect to see this as a pop, nor did I expect this to be as a pop, and I have been dying for more Green Lantern in my collection, particularly Hal Jordan. I have Alan Scott, I have Hal Jordan as Parallax, I even have Kyle Rayner, but I do not have this version of Green Lantern, Hal Jordan himself, in the regular Green Lantern costume, and this was a comic cover that just recently got announced. It's a common, and it is based on the comic cover of Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns. I believe it's issue #9. It might be #8, but it's written by Robert Venditti, a great writer. And I just bought it because not only do I love the cover, especially Hal Jordan surrounded by the Yellow Lantern Corps, but the pop itself, because there's so much life in it, particularly the fact that he actually has a mouth, but more importantly, the beautiful cool glowing green light that is coming out of his ring and flowing out of his ring. I absolutely love the pose. I love that they gave me a Green Lantern pop that I could finally sink my teeth into, because I absolutely love the comic book, I love the character, and now that I finally have a true Hal Jordan just as the Green Lantern makes me very, very happy. I know that they made one where he was actually saying the oath, but it just didn't grab me at the end. This one did. Comic covers are still very much a part of my Funko Pop collection that I want to continue to grow, because there are still so many that I would love to see, and there's so many more things that they can do. Especially considering the fact that DC doesn't get as much love as Marvel does, and Marvel's doesn't really have the greatest total selection. There are some that shine, and I do pick them up, but to have these three, and the Onslaught Pop, love it, love it, love it. Thank you very much for stopping by. Please leave a comment in the box below. Let me know if you got anything from San Diego Comic-Con. Did you go? Because I'm actually going to be going to my very first Comic-Con in such a long time that is actually closer to where I live, and that's actually going to be happening tomorrow. I am recording this video on the 9th of August. I am going to Terrificon on the 10th, and I'm really excited for that. So let me know if I missed anything, and I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.